Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Watchlist. Basically, think of this as a monthly TV guide to be like, hey, this stuff is coming out this day, and usually stuff that I'm interested in, but maybe it's stuff that you're interested in too. Also, remember, I will be including links to the trailers of everything that I bring up in this watch list. On November 2nd on CBS, we have the series premiere of SWAT, which I found out some interesting things when I was just like reading stuff about this. Apparently, SWAT was originally like a 70s TV show, I think. I'm more familiar with like the movie, which apparently was kind of a reboot of the TV show, but I'm not 100% sure. But it seems like the show is somewhat kind of a reboot of that too, so maybe this is like the third installment in a reboot. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just, I had no idea about like the TV show. Obviously, I knew about the movie from like 2003 that had Colin Farrell and Samuel L. Jackson in it. Michelle Rodriguez was in that movie too, yeah. Holy crap. But nevertheless, I'm interested in it. It's got Shamar Moore. I think this is this first thing subsequently since Criminal Minds. Granted, I'm not caught up on Criminal Minds, so I don't even know what happens to his character in the show. So, I mean, if you want to, you can spoil it. I mean, it's just like Criminal Minds is something I've caught here and there. I've never actually completely caught up with it. So, I mean, but nevertheless, looks interesting. It's always funny because like a lot of stuff lately, especially a lot of crime drama stuff, kind of tend to be transformed into TV shows like Limitless, Lethal Weapon, Rush Hour, Training Day. So it's just kind of interesting. It seems like this is kind of that new thing, but obviously, like, I don't know, I'm pretty interested to check it out. Seems like it might kind of have like a Hawaii Five-0 vibe to it, which is kind of interesting because it's also actually a reboot in itself. That's kind of interesting when I think about it. But nevertheless, on November 7th on USA, we have the series premiere of Damnation. I really don't know too much about what the show's about. I've read a little bit here and there. It seems like it's a period drama. Basically, it's like a revolt against like a wealthy industrial guy or something. Like it seems like it might be kind of like a lower class versus the upper class type of story. I immediately was like, oh yeah, it looked like it was kind of like a westernish type of drama. I mean, from what I was reading, it's saying like it takes place in Depression era Iowa, which I don't know whether to, like, I feel like if it was the Great Depression, they would have just said the Great Depression, but I don't know. It don't look like late 1920s, early 1930s, but I could be wrong. Or it could be just talking about any number of depressions that have happened throughout the U.S. over the years and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It looks kind of interesting. It seems like the main focus is between two brothers who seem to be kind of at each other's throats about it. Like, one I was reading is kind of a pretend pastor or priest or preacher because he's not actually a real one. So I don't know, like I said, it seems very interesting. I've never seen it, but it seems like it might kind of have like a There Will Be Blood type of vibe to it. I think it might be by the same people who made Hell or High Water. Is that TV show that was on AMC? Either way, like I said, it seems interesting, so I'll be sure to check it out. On November 14th, we have the premiere of the new Hulu series, The Future Man, which has got like a janitor is basically the savior for the future, because basically it's like, oh, all mankind is in trouble and hey, you're a janitor, but you play this game and this game was sent to the past to choose our savior in a sense. So it's like a sci-fi comedy. It's got I'm probably gonna butcher his name, isn't it Josh, is it Hutcherson? Like, he's been in quite a few things, so I think it's like is this the first TV show he's ever done? Nevertheless, seems interesting, so you know, kind of putting it out there. Also, if you're looking for something a little more comedy-ish, you know, especially comedy sci-fi, there's something for you. On November 17th on Netflix, we have the Punisher series dropping, which I'm super excited for. It's kind of sad because some people obviously are a little on Iron Fist, and apparently the Defenders too, which I like both of them, which I'm kind of sad to hear not a lot of people even watched both of them, but hey, to each their own, right? But I'm very interested to check out the Punisher. I know next to nothing of him, but I mean, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to this because that was probably like one of people's favorite aspects of Daredevil season 2, which I love Daredevil season 2 as a whole, but like a lot of people, like their big thing pulling away from season 2 was like Punisher's amazing, John Barenthal killed the role, you know. So it's like I'm very interested to see what goes down in this. I mean, it's a Punisher show, so it's like you pretty much know what's going to go down. I've only seen one of the trailers that came out. There is a second one out. I just haven't watched it because I just want to kind of avoid seeing too much. But I did see in one of the trailers that Karen is in it, which is kind of interesting, which I guess it makes sense because out of any character, like, she's been set up to be the one that is closest to the Punisher. And it's something I kind of talked about a while back. It's so interesting what they're doing with Karen's character, because I didn't actually know that she's actually, like, from the comic books too. So I don't know whether, like, to my thoughts has always been like they're setting her up to be kind of like a Ben Urich type, because she kind of filled that role a little bit in season 2, so I'm guessing that's the continuation of that. But also at the same time, going back to what I said previously, it's also because she's, like, out of anyone, she was the one that got closest to Frank. So I think obviously this still continues, like, you know, because where season 2 of Daredevil left off of his story, it's like he found out there's like a lot more to his family's murder, you know. So also on November 17th and also on Netflix, we have the final season of Longmire, which not too surprised about that, because the way season 5 was set up and the way season 5 ended, it's like you could tell there's like a specific scene that was like, yeah, you can definitely tell that's tailored to being like, yeah, we're setting up a final season. So I would assume it's 10 episodes, kind of roughly like the other seasons, but I could be wrong, you know. I mean, we'll ultimately see. I haven't read anything about this season. I watched like the first trailer, so I kind of want to rewatch the other seasons because it's been a little while since I've seen seasons 1, 2, and 3. So I kind of want to rewatch the entire series as a whole before going into the final season. So I'm really excited. I'm glad to have it have like a conclusive ending. I'm actually really glad that, you know, Netflix picked the show up back like after its 3rd season. Especially like if you remember, without going to spoilers, how season 3 ended. I wish it had ended differently, that's all I can say, but I don't know. Because obviously, like, you know, this is the season dealing with the fact of the matter is everything that went down with, you know, Branch's dad. Like how season 4 ended and like the ramifications that he's suffering through it, like in season 5, and now it's like the conclusion to all of that. Essentially, Walt has to fight for his job, you know, not just his job but also his reputation is on the line, so that's going to be a big focus. Also stuff between him and Vicky too, like whether there is going to be something, whether, you know, so I'm very interested to see what they do with the final season. And on November 21st on Hulu, we have the series premiere of Marvel's Runaways, which I will go ahead and tell you, I still have no idea what the series as a whole is about. At the time we were recording this, the full trailer for, just dropped, so it elaborates on things a little bit more. It's still kind of a question of like, I'm not 100% sure about what this show's about. It seems like this group of kids who are kind of like tight friends, like a group of 6, their parents apparently seem like they're into some cultist level stuff of like sacrificing people. For what purpose, I don't know. And it seems like the kids are trying to stop their parents. They have gifts and abilities, which I don't know whether it's like something because of what their parents were doing. Is it just something that they naturally have? Like, cause I don't know where this falls in the grand scheme of like the MCU, because this is like in that world. So I don't know whether it's like, oh, do they fall under the categories of Inhumans? Are they just people with abilities? Like, what's going on there? So like I said, I'm very interested to see like what the show's all about. I remember like a year or 2 ago when they were talking about this show being in the pipeline. So I've looked it up, but I've never read too much about it. I've literally read like that one line of description about what the show's about. But other than that, I know next to nothing. I know there is a dinosaur that pops up in the trailer. Like, apparently that's a thing. Like, I think one of the kids, like, that's their partner or something. Like, that's their ally in battle or something. Like I say, I know nothing about this show. So, like I said, I'm interested to see what it's all about. And finally, on November 24th, we have the Hey Arnold movie, titled Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. Apparently, it's kind of like a end-all for Hey Arnold. Because, like, I don't remember how Hey Arnold ended. Like, I think it was like a non-conclusive ending. I think this movie is supposed to be like a, hey, this is the definitive ending to Hey Arnold. Because I think they're doing that for a lot of stuff. I think Invader Zim is getting one too. Or I don't know if that's already come out or what, but I remember that being in the pipeline. But sounds pretty cool. It's been years since I've seen Hey Arnold, so I don't even remember how it ends. There's like one particular episode I think might have been the end. I think it was dealing with Arnold's parents, like finding out a little bit more about them. That might have been the final episode. Like I said, it's been years, so I don't remember. So I'm kind of curious to kind of go back and rewatch Hey Arnold. Like, I don't know if there's any streaming sites that have that. So also, side note, I was reading that it is a 2-part. I don't know whether it's like 2 parts like put together as a movie, or whether it's more like the movie itself is split up in two parts. Like, oh, this is part one of the movie and this is part two. And like I just saw it read as like, oh, this is a two-parter that takes place after the series finale of Hey Arnold. So. But that brings an end to this month's watch list. Like always, if there's something that I left out that you know that maybe you're interested in, that you know that's coming out this month that maybe I'd be interested in or other people might be interested in, you can leave it in the comments down below so everyone can see me like, oh, that's coming out this month. And maybe it'd be something that they, you know, ultimately decide, oh, I'm gonna check that out. So, but really, that's all I want to talk about in this video. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and good